commercially successful video game. Personal home computers started hitting the market from a variety of manufacturers. And lots of software and hardware development companies were founded, including Microsoft and Apple. In 1989, Tim Berners-Lee proposed a web of linked documents that computers worldwide could navigate and contribute to, a World Wide Web. It's thanks to that invention that you can visit websites like this one on almost any computer. Since then, computers have been getting smaller and smaller, faster and faster, all while being capable of doing more and more. And as a bonus, they're also getting cheaper and cheaper to buy. In fact, a man named Gordon Moore predicted this in 1965 in what's known today as Moore's Law, saying that the number of transistors on an integrated circuit will double every 2 years. That sounds like technical computer mumbo-jumbo, but what it essentially means is that computers keep getting smaller, faster, and cheaper at an exponential rate. And so far, it's held true. Can you imagine? The computers we have today are already super small and fast and can do so much. And in a few years, they'll be even smaller, faster, and capable of even more and be less expensive. Oh, I can't wait for the future. Now that you know how far computers have come from the past, the rest of this course will be focused on modern-day computers. The first unit will be all about the hardware of computers. What are computers actually made of? At essence, they're just rocks with electricity in them, but there's so much more to it than that. In Unit 2, you'll learn how to navigate modern computers. You might think you already know what you're doing, but I guarantee I can teach you a couple of new tricks. In Unit 3, I'll teach you how to operate some of the most widely used programs on modern computers, productivity software. That's things like Google Docs and Microsoft PowerPoint, which are used in schools, businesses, and homes around the world. Unit 4 will officially enter the world of the internet, where you'll learn about software used for communication, like internet browsers and email. In Unit 5, we'll explore the do's and don'ts of internet research. You'll learn how to get more useful results in searches, how to be aware of the biased results you might find, and how to give credit where credit is due when you want to use something somebody else made. Unit 6 is an important one: internet safety. The internet gives us access to all the information in the world, but it also gives other people access to you, and some of those people are not nice. This unit will teach you how to be careful and protect yourself while surfing the web. Speaking of being nice on the internet, Unit 7 is all about digital citizenship. The internet has connected us all in one giant digital community, which means you have to understand the rules for being a responsible citizen of that community. And in the last unit, you'll be asked to apply several of the skills you've learned in the course to a final project. So keep all your notes, because you might need them. We're going to have a lot of fun in this course, and you're going to learn skills that will be useful no matter what you do in life. And remember, your brain is the smartest computer in the world, so keep it charged and never stop updating it. Get ready to learn, and I'll see you next time.
To the woman who hasn't stretched in a decade, tomorrow morning we're kicking off the Chair Yoga Challenge for beginners over 50. Just 7 minutes a day to tone your body and shed belly weight. In 7 days, you'll feel better. In 14 days, you'll look better. On day 30, you'll be turning heads. Tap the screen to join us.
Computer, do something. Anything? the last lesson that if you want to know what a computer is doing, you need to connect an output device to it. The problem is, output devices only output data. If I want to tell this computer what to do, I also need to input commands using an input device. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to explain 3 ways that users can input commands and data into modern computers, and identify 5 examples of modern input devices. Let's get into it. If you don't tell a computer what to do, it will just kind of sit there doing nothing. At most, the computer will continue following the last command it did receive. If you start watching a video and then disconnect your mouse and keyboard, the computer won't freeze up. It will just keep playing the video because that was the last thing you told it to do. If you want to tell it to do something else, like stop playing the video, you'd need to reconnect the mouse or keyboard first. So, what exactly is an input device? An input device is a piece of hardware that takes information from outside the computer and sends it into the computer in the form of data. Input devices are essentially the senses of a computer. In fact, lots of input devices are actually called sensors. Think about what sends information about the world around you to your brain. Pause the video and answer this question in your guided notes. What sensors do you have on your body? I have eyes, which take in visual information, like a camera. I have ears, which take in audio information, like a microphone. And I have skin, a nose, and taste buds, which are unlike anything a computer has. Let's switch the question around. After all, this lesson isn't about your sensory organs, it's about a computer's input devices. Pause the video and answer this question in your guided notes. What hardware is connected to your computer or device that allows you to tell it what to do? You probably used an input device just now to pause and then unpause this video. Maybe you clicked a mouse. Or maybe you pressed a key on a keyboard. If you're on a tablet or phone, maybe you touched a touchscreen. You could even be watching this on a game console and you pause the video by pressing a button on the controller. These are all input devices, and there are so many more out there. Let's explore some common and not so common input devices. Remember, computers started out as mechanical devices where data had to be entered through physical means. And that history of inputting data physically still affects how we control computers today. Remember what the original input device was? How did we tell the original computers what to do? Punched cards. With all the things we use modern computers for, we should probably be glad punched cards aren't used anymore. That would be a lot of hole punching. Oof. Still, the most common methods of inputting data into computers to this day are physical methods. The most common type of input device today is the keyboard. Most data that gets input into computers is text data. You know, numbers and letters and symbols. Keyboards make it super easy to enter text, so most computing devices either have some form of keyboard built in or make it really easy to connect one. Another common input device is the mouse. Ever since the first computer mouse was demonstrated in 1968, mice have evolved a lot over the years, but the general design is still the same. A sensor detects what direction the mouse moves and moves the on-screen cursor in the same direction, and you can click buttons on the mouse to do different things. We usually see mice operated by hand, but there are also mice that are operated by foot, so anybody that can't use a hand mouse is still able to operate computers. A lot of computers today have built-in pads that allow you to use your finger as the mouse. These are known as trackpads because they track your finger. You can even get an external trackpad to connect to a computer that doesn't have one built in, just like you would connect a mouse. Mice and trackpads are mainly only used on desktop and laptop computers. Why wouldn't you really need a mouse or trackpad with modern computing devices like smartphones and tablets? Because they have touchscreens. Touchscreens are an interesting combination of input and output device. The screen shows you what the device is doing, and you can touch directly on the screen to control it. Some touchscreens require you to use your finger, and others require a stylus. That's like a pen, specifically made for a touchscreen. Some touchscreens let you use either your finger or a stylus. As a bonus, you don't really need a keyboard with touchscreen devices either, because you can pull up a virtual keyboard on the screen and type on that with your fingers or stylus. Aren't touchscreens cool? Not all input devices input physical data, though. Audio input devices allow you to input sounds as data. Most modern computers have a built-in microphone, or you can connect an external mic. You can use a microphone to record any sounds around you. Even cooler than that is that some devices with microphones can be fully controlled using voice commands. Watch this. Hey tablet, what's the weather like today? Ooh, I'm glad I brought a jacket. Some computers even use artificial intelligence programs to respond back to you as if you're having a conversation with the device. We call these virtual assistants, and they were one of the biggest innovations with modern smartphones. There are also optical input devices, which turn images into data inside the computer. The most obvious one is a camera. You can hook up a camera or webcam to the computer and have it take pictures or videos. Then you can either save that visual data or send it over the internet to somebody else. Another common visual input device is a scanner. It takes a picture of whatever is on it and inputs a digital copy into your computer so that you can edit it, save it, or send it to somebody. In stores and other businesses, special scanners are used which read a barcode in order to bring up data about specific items and keep track of inventory. There are even special visual input devices that allow you to control a computer completely with your eyes. Eye trackers use a camera sensor to track exactly where on a screen your eyes are looking, and to click, you either stare at the thing you want to click on or use special blinks or winks. Game controllers are especially interesting input devices. Each console has specific controllers that only work with that console, because each controller has completely different input types on it. Different consoles use different combinations of joysticks, buttons, touchpads, gyroscope sensors, motion sensors, cameras, microphones. They really throw everything they can think of into those things. That's why I'm excited to see what types of input devices are invented in the future. New ways to play games! If you take anything away from this lesson, let it be that there are a huge variety of ways to interact with computers. Everybody is different, and everybody can choose the way they prefer to use computers, whether that be with a hand mouse and keyboard, a touchscreen, an eye tracker, a microphone, or any of the other types of input devices I've shown you. In the next lesson, we'll learn about the motherboard, which is often considered to be the backbone of the computer, and where we'll find the computer's brain. In other words, the motherboard is where the actual computing in a computer happens. This lesson is definitely the most important one in this unit, so make sure to pay close attention. And as always, remember, your brain is the smartest computer in the world, so keep it charged and never stop updating it. See you next time! eating already, but I got distracted playing this fun game I found, and time kind of slipped away from me, and